it's really hard to define other than your experience in the industry. So on mobile, product images sell. Just think about your own behavior when you're scrolling on Instagram. So you're just watching something that's gonna caught your eye. If it's a good looking photo with some infographics, really attention span is that short that you need to maximize your product images in order to sell. Now, great recommendation. This is really old book, but it's pure gold. I think it's like from the 90s or late 90s, maybe into 2000. And anyway, this book is, I think, completely neglected because it's mostly tied to, it's not only for website, but at the time it was mostly tied to how to structure your website. But the point is, and we see that more and more, especially with as the time goes by and our attention span is now closer to just several seconds. This book is explaining where we as marketers, we need to minimize, if not completely remove any possible obstacle that can be there for our customers to click, to buy, to go further down the funnel. So avoid additional scrolls, avoid additional thinking where to click, where to go. We're losing them there. No, because people are really eager to find the new information as quickly as possible. So good recommendation really to go through this book. You can even ask an AI to give you a summary, but anyway, I wouldn't recommend that because it's really it's pure gold. You can use it for websites, and as you see that Amazon is kind of slowly moving towards becoming like a social media network and along with the buying network. So really check that one. Now let's go to the examples of bad product listings. So the first thing, so the takeaway from the first image is just per major calories. That's what somebody's gonna take a look. A guy jumping, it's gonna take less than a second for them to see the actual image. So you may even include the most important information here. They're not gonna see it. In this example, really bad use of font color. So it should be not just different color, but huge in size. So this burn major calories is good in size. So completely, it's best then that you don't even have this type of image than to waste it like this. Similar goes to this, the other jump rope. Good main image. This is okay, but this is already. Think about it. This is like even. Slightly zoomed in compared to what you actually see on your mobile. So this text really, even if you try to read it, you'll have difficulties and nobody will be that crazy to go and read because your competitor has optimized listings. And the third point is that this is the perfect example for the industrial one. So this type of products where it's like a specific niche where engineers gonna be looking at the 3D printing product, really interested to see details like what's the tolerance of 0.00 something millimeters. But on mobile, it's complete rubbish. So you can add all of these important details to your bullet points, to your A+ content and elsewhere, because if you put it on a main image, it's not going to be profitable because, sorry, not profitable, it's not going to be useful because this is the example that for this type of product, nobody's going to buy off an image. Like it's not going to be an impulse buy. So somebody buying these in bulk, they're going to dive deeply into your listing and see the actual details. Now, same goes for the A+ content and storefront. So there's an option when you edit the storefronts to narrow it down, like switch from the mobile to the desktop. So when you start creating those for your brand or for somebody else, you start with mobile and first finish the mobile, how it's going to look on mobile, then move to desktop. Same goes, as I said, for A Plus and for storefront. So two examples. Uh, it's worth mentioning that on the left, that's a phone simulator, and on the right, it's an actual mobile phone. Now, the differences are really minimal, but for the ease of use, you can do that um, on Chrome, just enabling developer options, and there's like a button that you can actually select which product to emulate and simulate the actual environment. So you can see this is the A plus content on mobile. Really, only the headline text is visible. The small text is really unusable completely on the left, and on the right you can see also this one. Obviously, the both of these are optimized for desktop, but for mobile, completely
So,
useless.
on some products and in some categories, we must have to add additional text, or you may say like long paragraphs. So you mean that, and you wanna say that instead of adding the text on the picture, we should add text below and into the tile, not on the picture, but in on the tile, so that the text is also bigger.
Yeah, there are options. Now every image that you add on A plus content has that alt text in the background with 100 characters each image. So even if your image has an overlay text in it, so it's not crawlable by the bots, you can and you should nevertheless, you should use those alt text and add up to 100 characters on each image that you add on A plus content and storefront. So to answer your question, it's not like you can put text over there, and this would be perfectly okay if the size of the text would make sense in this example of A plus context. So less text, straight to the point, bigger font. That's going to do much better on mobile than just a bunch of text. Okay, this one, if it's scrollable, I forgot to, I didn't remember, is it an actual module that you can type in text, so if it's indexable or not. But anyway,
Exactly.
it's useless on mobile. Yeah,
Yeah.
the same goes for the right one. So yeah, now to brighten things up, there are obviously good examples. Now to the left, you can see that this is like, yeah, a snorkel. Even though that text could be just a little bit bigger, but in this case, that's not a big deal because it's at least readable. But it's important to notice that they use this image to really highlight the benefits and features of a product. So that's what an image should be like. Like this is a snorkel. It has a dry valve. Even if it goes underwater, it's not gonna be filled with water, and you're gonna enjoy your diving. The second one also showing okay, it's a little bit funny because it should be maybe of more quality, but the point here is 180 degrees of viewable area, and four most important things to note, to remember. Like it said, has a tempered glass, anti-fog, panoramic view, and anti-leak system. So again, an image full of features. So somebody looking at this image, they immediately going to see that it's actually high quality product with these benefits. Now the third one is a little bit interesting because it's not that it just mind that text is too small, so
Yeah.
that this needs to be improved, but this deserves a place among the good ones. Why? Because um, in beauty industry, in shoes, the refund rate is huge, which is killing a profit. So what you need to do is these guys really solve the issue of refunds because they've actually made sense to, like, in a visual way, that somebody who's aiming to buy a chain for their neck or necklace, they can actually see the difference in size easily. So they're not gonna order a 26-inch and imagine that it's this long, So this image is gonna provide enough information for the buyer to buy the right product, and you're gonna reduce your refund rate drastically with this one. So really good use of image space, just
Exactly.
increase font a little
And yeah,
bit.
the image is
Okay.
also zoomed so that a mobile user who just have a very little small screen can also see the chain separately, each chain separately and its detail.
Yeah, and it's something that's really important to them. So yeah, this is like they're gonna stop scrolling when they see this, because it's what's important to the end user. So what's the size of a necklace I want to buy?
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, I prepared a little video on what's a fantastic way to optimize your complete listing. So including images, including A+, it's gonna take around 30 seconds. It has no sounds. I'm gonna narrate. So the images are pretty big one, explaining the benefits. You can connect your cam to the phone. It can connect to Alexa. Now the usual stuff. There's an explanation of is it a subscription based or standalone product, and down below you'll see the A+. Big image, shiny one, big text. Notice that everything is readable. Okay, I pause it when it's blurry,
Exactly.
but everything is readable. So big screen showing that you can see the actual dog. There's a big text over here explaining in details. Really, this is how business should be done. Really. So lesson learned, absolutely. How to use 1, 2, 3. So you always also gonna minimize people complaining like they don't understand something. So